I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And she said, why not? It's Fashion Week.
Managing runway models was expensive.
You didn't have money for what?
For anything.
This all had to do with your business.
She wanted to pay for this.
Don't tell me what she wanted.
But the judge knows she should have known better.
What do you do for a living?
Financial analyst.
A financial analyst. Strike that up to stupidity. Yours. Mr. Smith, I'm going to start with you. You met Miss Lucchese where?
I met her on social media, on the internet.
Right, social media. That's where a lot of people meet these days.
Correct.
And on what date did you meet on social media?
I'm not sure the exact...
Month and year.
Oh, June 2019.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Smith?
I'm a draftsman and I own a management company.
What kind of management?
Entertainment management. Models, rappers, singers.
You make a living from that?
It's a part of my income, yes.
Okay. You met her in June of 2019.
Correct.
And when for the first time did she provide you with any either funds by getting airline tickets, booking a room for you? When was the first time she gave you money? What month?
She physically didn't give me money, but August of 2019.
Now, you met her in social media in June. When for the first time did you meet her in person? Also in June?
Yeah, about a week or a few days after we were chatting online.
Did you go out on several dates?
We met at a park, and we would just, not like formal dates, but it was several meetings.
That was in June. Did the same thing happen in July? You had these meetings in the park?
Yeah. Summertime in Minnesota is only warm weather, so.
Okay, I'm just asking you. Did you ever take her out for a meal?
Once, yeah, we went out for a meal.
In what month?
This would be in July.
Now, August was the first time you said that she gave you money. From what I gather, one of the people who was a client of yours, you were trying to get a modeling job to walk a runway in a fashion show.
Correct.
And that was in a different city from
Yes.
where you live. What city do you live in?
I live in Minneapolis, Twin Cities, Minnesota.
And where was this fashion show that you wanted to take the model to?
New York City.
And you didn't have money for what?
I didn't have money for anything.
Okay, so you didn't have money for anything, and so you needed money for airfare.
Yes, ma'am.
For how many people?
For myself, one
Just
person.
for you?
Yep.
And how much was your airfare?
I'm not sure, it was like $60.
But you didn't have the $60.
No.
And you let Miss Lucchese know that you didn't have the $60?
Well, she overheard my conversation with the fashion line. They were trying to get a deposit. What was your question again? Because I want to give you a whole story, but you're asking me questions, so.
I'm asking you questions because I'm not interested in the whole story.
Gotcha.
I'm interested in whether or not you took money from the plaintiff and it was money that you were supposed to return to her. As when you got to New York and she got to your client, who I assume was getting there on her own or lives in New York.
It's a he, yeah.
He was going to walk the runway and was going to get paid, and then you would get your piece of the action.
Okay.
I mean, is that the way it's supposed to work?
Her and I met and we dated, and she overheard the conversation that I had with.
Dating is not sitting in the park and talking.
Well, we were intimate. We were.
In the park?
No, we met more than the park. That was the first encounter we met at the park. Then after that, I would go to her house
Well, I didn't hear that. I heard you did a lot of park meeting because in Minnesota, the weather is very good in July, is what you told me.
Yeah, well, I was answering your question.
Did I miss something or did I make that up?
Yeah, you missed something. All right, so she didn't give me money. She offered to pay for these things. And I told her if I did make some revenue off of my endeavor in New York, that I would be able to reimburse her if I made money. Otherwise, it would just be like a vacation. And she told me it would be a good opportunity for my business. It actually was, to get some exposure for myself and my artist, but it was mainly about my artist, the model. So that's how that came into play.